Good morning, everyone. I am David Owen. Thank you all so much for coming here today. I worried at one point that maybe I'd only be talking to the executive committee and my wife, and they've all heard enough from me, I can tell you. The weather is the one thing we can never control when we bring a Congress somewhere. But I know something else, that none of you signed up for this because of the weather. You knew when we signed up for the end of September in Glasgow that we weren't coming to the Costa del Clyde. At the last minute, someone, I think it was our Aberdeen-based member or Aberdeen originating member, Shona Keith, said, you better get the guys an umbrella just in case there's a shower that week. So we rushed around and we sourced, sight unseen, 800 umbrellas from some outfit in Kabul, and they shipped them to Glasgow. And I was slightly disappointed when I saw them, because I thought they may not last the week. Anyway, I emailed the guy and just said, look, you know, Hassan his name is. I said, look, they've got to last at least a week. He said, they will. He said, as long as you don't get them wet. We are videoing again this week. We've got the guys from Sorted Media Productions that you will see around, Andy and Jack somewhere. Anyway, yeah, he's over there. Please ignore them. Ignore them the whole week. But they've also invested in high-tech HD cameras that will pick up every scintilla of a hangover. So think about that with your last gin and tonic tonight when you've got your close-up tomorrow. But last year we condensed, say we, listen to me, they condensed 10.5 hours of footage into 6 minutes, 20 seconds of a video. And I thought they did a great job. And then some members said to me, you know, it's a bit long. They said, don't really want to sit through 6 minutes of you and Tony Jashamel waffling on. Now, I'm sure there were others that felt that they could have heard much more of it, but they didn't tell us that. Anyway, so what we're going to do this year, we're going to make 2 videos. We're going to make one of only 90 seconds or so, which is like a Distripress Lite. And then the second one, for those that have got a bit more time on their hands and they want to capture more of the mood of the event, will run for 8 minutes or so, and then they can sit through a longer version of it. And so we have then a value in these videos in the here and now, where we can share them with non-members, with exhibitors and so on. But then they gain value over the years. And I wish we'd been doing this for years gone by, because in 8-10 years' time, you'll be able to look back at the dear old crowd of 012, struggling with their substandard umbrellas in the rain in Glasgow. And then it'll be funny. I'm here really as to talk about the forum, and I'm Ellis Watson's warm-up man. Sorry about that, Ellis, but I don't think he needs one. The forum, as Tony said, is something we're really working hard on to try and bring a domestic weave into the discussion. And we've got some really great speakers and moderators. And I want to say thank you to everyone that's given up their time to come and do this today. It is a lot of effort, and sharing knowledge goes right back to 1955 as what Distripress is supposed to be about. And the idea that circulation and distribution people can share that knowledge across international boundaries is a fantastic thing. It does not exist now. It really doesn't. We're also testing new technology, which probably means it won't always go exactly to plan. But we have, as you see, a tweet wall here. And to engage with that, you need 3 things. You need a tablet or a smartphone. You need a Twitter account. And you need something to say. And if you need help with any of this, our good friends from Menzies Digital, Sarah Clegg and Pauline, her colleagues down here, they can help you in the breaks, or they're to set up a Twitter account. It'll take less than 30 seconds to do that. And then you can start to say constructive things about what you're hearing, or maybe not so constructive, but we will watch out for any swear words. There will be a Distripress quiz. Yes, I know how excited you are about that idea. Well, you should be, because you don't need any real knowledge of Distripress to take part. You just need a mobile phone. Now, is there anyone here that does not have a mobile phone? Could you put your hand up, please? See? One person. You could pop out and get one. They're very useful. Anyway, all you need is a mobile phone, and that's all you need, and then you can guess. It'll be multiple choice. And the reason why you should take part is that the winner will get lunch for two in the revolving restaurant. I thought it said revolting restaurant, but I'm sure that's not right. Revolving restaurant at the top of the CN Tower in Toronto next year. Our executive committee are not allowed to win this, but I want them to take part just to boost the numbers. Anyway, we will be doing that quiz in between the UK and the US sessions this morning, and I will give you more information then. Kelvin Grove, you know we're going there tonight. I just want to give you a little bit of a heads up that we are running coaches from the Armadillo, the Clyde Auditorium, out. Actually, it's there. But don't feel, if you're somewhere else in Glasgow, that you have to come to there to pick up that coach, because Glasgow, I've worked out, having been here a number of times now, is a 10-10 taxi city. Anywhere within the city limits, for under 10 minutes, under £10, you will get anywhere in this city. And certainly Kelvin Grove. Make sure, though, there will be a kind of understanding issue with some taxi drivers. They're very loquacious, they're very friendly, but unless you're born here, you won't understand everything. I would say, just as a tip, I mean, I grew up in Aberdeen, which gives me a half a chance. Listen for the first word they say. Because if you miss that and you kind of zone in afterwards, you're lost, really. You're not going to know. And you're just going to be nodding and you don't know what you're nodding to. They often start a conversation with the word Zanofi. So think Zanofi. And then it will follow on from there. Zanofi morning, isn't it? And then you say something like, aye, at least it's not raining, eh? And then you're into a conversation. But make sure the one thing that you do with the taxi driver tonight is to get him to drop you at the north side of Kelvin Grove, the university side, and not where he wants to drop you, which is the Argyle Street side, where he can get away and get another fare. On the Argyle Street side, you've got a long walk with your umbrella, so you better make sure it works. And as Tony said, we do have, in the expo area, we have lunches every day this week, and so I want anyone who doesn't have another prior commitment, go in there and meet the exhibitors. They all too have invested a lot of money and time to come and talk with you. So the lunch is a great opportunity to go and see what they have to offer. And there will be a tartan. You see the look here, this is actually the ladies' one, because I have quite delicate skin. And the men's one is a little bit jaggy, if you know what I mean, next to the skin. But anyway, I'm showing the ladies' one. And the look I'm going for is a slightly fleshy Rod Stewart. I don't know whether I've managed to carry that off. But if you wish to have any of these items, and they've got, well, I've got a handkerchief, as I normally do, and scarves and so on, go and see Ingalls Buchan in the expo, and they will sort you out.